The Middle East crisis is a major issue in the upcoming presidential election. John Jessup has more on that story from our CBN News Bureau in Washington. John?
Gordon, with just over 3 weeks to go before Election Day, voters and world leaders alike want to know just how the presidential hopefuls will deal with a region on the brink of war. CBN Chief Political Analyst David Brody reports.
Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are polar opposites in many ways, although it appears they agree on which country poses the greatest threat.
Which foreign country do you consider to be our greatest adversary?
I think there's an obvious one in mind, which is Iran. Iran has American blood on their hands, okay?
And that's likely where the common ground will end. In dealing with Iran, a Harris administration would be expected to follow the path of President Biden. Critics say that means easing up on sanctions and supporting an updated nuclear deal, something Trump abruptly exited as president.
Iran was broke under Donald Trump. Now Iran has $300 billion because they took off all the sanctions that I had.
Brent Sadler is with the Heritage Foundation.
Kamala Harris and the Biden-Harris White House the last 3.5, almost 4 years, their approach has been, if they can get a deal with Iran, everything else is possible. Trump, on the other hand, is from a position of strength, then meaningful negotiations are possible.
As for Israel, Trump has been clear that a two-state solution is not possible. Harris, however, has stated she will push for it around the clock. On continued U.S. support for the Jewish state, Trump says he would not put any condition on aid. Harris hasn't committed to that. And during her time as VP, the administration temporarily stopped some ammunition shipments to Israel.
The best predictor of what's going to happen is what somebody has done already.
Former career diplomat Bart McCoys says any question of funding Israel is a major issue.
She will strangle Israel. She'll have a policy of complete strangulation. They will have to develop allies outside the United States and sources for weapons outside the United States.
Then there is Gaza. Trump hasn't committed to exactly what help might be in store for the Palestinians, but as president, he cut hundreds of millions of dollars in aid intended for both the West Bank and Gaza. Harris, however, has a different view.
What has happened in Gaza over the past 9 months is devastating. We cannot look away in the face of these tragedies. We cannot allow ourselves to become numb to the suffering, and I will not be silent.
The ideology of this is that I think they, in their hearts, feel that Israel is the aggressor, the oppressor in this case, and that is the Palestinian cause that stands on higher moral ground. And that actually colors a lot of their policy decisions, and many of that are made outside of public vision, inside the White House and across the administration.
The candidates' Middle East policies will be one part of the jigsaw puzzle that voters will have to solve come Election Day. David Brody, CBN News, Washington.